Welcome back. Is honesty the best policy, or should you just keep your mouth shut? Be honest, I say. Let's ask our Agony Aunts and Uncle. Welcome Duncan, Ginette and Jill Darcey. Guys, welcome to the show. And I've been talking about it in a number of the other segments throughout the show, but I'm going to start with this email because this is the one that I feel is quite important. My fiancé organised a stunning wedding proposal, but a hideous engagement ring. I told him the ring was lovely as he was so proud, but I really think it's grotesque. I want to exchange it for something I'll enjoy looking at. How can I do this? And this is Sally in Wellington. Let's start sensible first. Let's go to Duncan. Not that you're not sensible, Jill.
It's okay if you start.
Hello. 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 How are you?
I'm first.
Yeah, Duncan. No, you're not.
Look, this might be sensible, but surely it's not about the ring. It's about you want to get married to each other. So if it's not about the ring, it's about the forthcoming marriage, the fact that you want to spend your life together, then that gives you two options. Either you tell yourself it's not about the ring and you go through your life wearing a ring on your hand that you hate, and I can understand why you don't want to do that. But if you decide you don't want to do that, and surely it's sharing that with him, telling your fiancé it's not about the ring, I love you, I'm so happy to spend the rest of my life with you, I think it's brilliant, your proposal was wonderful in every aspect, but, and then just say, I think you've got to do one of those two things, really.
Brilliant. Jill?
Well, once again, it's the art of communication, and this is a great test. If you can't actually discuss a ring, how on earth do you get through the lifetime that's ahead of you? So, good place to practice. I think saying it is a good way.
Ginette?
I know what you think. What do you think?
Well, I think that she should be grateful that, you know, she's being asked to be married.
She says it's grotesque.
Yeah.
Grotesque. You cannot go down life's highway wearing sort of ghetto fabulous bling on your finger. It's just unacceptable. And it's a wider thing.
What's grotesque and who was grotesque?
I can imagine she wants tasteful.
Right.
And by the way, never tell anyone else that you want something tasteful or you want something done tastefully, because their idea of tasteful is unspeakable usually, you know, artificial flowers everywhere or something. That's tasteful. You know, it's all very subjective. You are going to marry this man, and you're quite right, Jill. Honesty is the best policy. You say, look, forgive me, I adore you. I'm not so keen on this ring. I want another one. I speak from
experience.
Duncan was rolling his eyes because I had a long story about my engagement ring, which was custom made and looked like a phantom ring. Except it was supposed to be an owl, but it looked like a huge angry fly, and people might say I look like a huge angry fly, but I just said, and I was deeply in love, and I said, I am not, for the rest of my days, wearing this enormous fly. And I got a more tasteful one. My taste.
Right. All right, I hope that helped you out, Sally. Let's move to our next email from Rebecca in Auckland. My friend runs a catering business that has recently taken a dive, and she can't figure out why. My brother's company used her a lot, but he's admitted to me that her service has become unreliable. His company won't use him again, and he's heard of other businesses doing the same. Do I tell my friend what they're saying? Jill?
I think definitely, and I think there's ways that you talk about what works inside a business and what doesn't, and it's a great idea to be able to put your foot forward and say, here's how I know business works, here's how you get referrals. If that's not working, here's what we've been hearing in the grapevine. Just say it outright.
Ginette?
Well, what's unreliable? Is it like a dead mouse in the quiche, or is it just sort of stingy portions, or is it always the same? You know, it's hard to know. I just think the next time she mentions her bottom line and starts moaning about it, you say, look, we're in a recession, and every single person in business and all of us here have to constantly think of ways to keep it, you know,
fresh.
And just keep going on and talking in general about how catering, sometimes they rest on their laurels, and cold pumpkin salad will not do anymore. I mean, some top caterers still serve in a little pot cold pumpkin salad as a sort of goodie bag. Well, who wants to go out and eat that? Not I.
Duncan.
Yeah, I really like Jeanette's point actually about being specific about what the problems are. Because if you say to someone, like, I've just heard that your catering business is unreliable, and of course someone's going to go get their back up, and that could harm the relationship. But I think if you're specific about what the problem is, I think you're far enough removed you can actually say what you've heard to someone. Because I'm just thinking about someone who runs their own business, the stress you get put under if your business is failing and you don't know why. And if you go bankrupt or something, or the business fails, then you find out later that actually your friends actually knew it was happening but never told you. You'd feel really betrayed. So I think it's one of these situations of not being a fair weather friend, of being very gentle and sensitive, but just that, look, you know, this is what I've heard, and as long as you can target specific things and not just like generalities, I think.
There you go, Rebecca. Hope that helped you out. Let's move to our next email. My friend fell in love with a man who was always rude and obnoxious to me. They were inseparable, so I couldn't speak to her about it. To avoid him, I had to avoid her. Now we barely talk. She texts once asking what went wrong, but I couldn't say, so I just said nothing and continued to miss her. What do I do? That's from Carla in the Bay of Plenty. Ginette?
Well, going to me again. Well, the guy, you're obviously close to your girlfriend. The guy comes along, he's one of these controlling types, Duncan will say. Do you think, Duncan?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, and he's obviously got some jealousy thing going with you, so he's rude to you. That doesn't sound very nice. You don't think he's a keeper. You have to do what people have done since time immemorial. You have to get hold of your friend and say, look, I'm not awfully keen on what's his name. And I know you like him, but I prefer to see you without him. I mean, it's again all about just saying nicely what you really feel, and then just have sort of lunches with her or something, if she can get away from him. Don't you think, Duncan?
That's what I was going to suggest, actually. You know, my starting point here is like, what else has she got to lose? And it sounds like the relationship is kind of on its knees anyway. They don't see each other. They miss.
Unfortunate too.
Yeah, let's not go down that avenue. You've thrown me now.
Sorry.
No, the relationship is a rock bottom anyway. You both miss each other, so surely I agree with Ginette. It's like, say I want to meet just you for lunch, or try and just, I mean, surely they're not so inseparable they're never apart, in which case it is a bit concerning, like Ginette says. Maybe he's controlling. If she doesn't allow her to see her friends at all, then that's a concern. And all the more reason, in fact, to try and engineer a situation where you can spend time with just the two of you. And if she really presses you on why you haven't seen her, then I think you can legitimately say, like, I'm really sorry, I really like you, but I don't like your fella that much. I'm avoiding him.
What do you reckon, Jill?
I'm actually totally with you. I think that it's a great opportunity being able to say, let's go out, let's have a talk. Most girls like discussing their relationships. It's bound to come up at some stage.
What is it?
Because we're just girls. And I think it's actually really neat to be able to go out with her and hear where she's at in her relationship, because she may be at that space of recognising what he is.
Look, there's not a person in the country who's going at Easter to have some sort of barbecue or thing, and they think, oh, I'd love to see so-and-so, but do we have to have the spouse? And if we were all even more honest, we'd say, you come, don't bring your crappy old wife or husband or whatever.
You would never say that, though, would you?
But everybody puts up with everyone else, But if he's really rude to you, then that, you just try and be tactful. I speak from bitter experience. Don't say, I don't like him, he's this, that and the other. Just say, look, I don't think we really get on, and I'd be much more comfortable. I'm better one-to-one or something. That's what people say to me. I think I'm better one-to-one.
Very good. Some great advice today. Jill, thank you so much for joining the panel.
Thank you.
Wonderful. And that's all for today. What's on the show tomorrow, Sarah?
Oh, it's going to be a goodie. Vince Harders singing from his brand new album, The Space Between Us. Māori Party MP Te Ururua Flavel is showing us his skills in the kitchen. Nelson Aspen is going to report from LA. Plus, we're going to find out why Hollywood's chasing a Kiwi scientist. You don't want to miss it. Have a great rest of the day. We'll look forward to seeing you at 9 tomorrow. Ka kite ao pōpua.